Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and unfortunately I lost my unboxing footage at the beginning of this video, so I'm gonna go and jump right into it. As you can see in front of you and you've read in the title, we have a computer case this time around, and this one is the DIY J180. What prompted me buying this one was over Black Friday deals. This case was sold for $30 by Newegg. So I wanted to see what $30 get you these days for computer cases. You know, I just recently did a modding on one of my older cases. I did a side window, which the price of the side window, some of the other materials, the U-channel, the double-sided tape, kind of came up to above $20. So I was thinking, is it really worth it doing modding these days anymore? So $30 here, you already have a case with a side window, sort of modernized with some of the modern features that most cases utilize these days, like a cover for the PSU, power supply unit, obviously. Bigger side window. Most cases these days have either, you know, a window that goes side to side, tempered glass, or in this case acrylic that it's almost side to side. We have a big open space inside because we don't need those mounts for CDs or DVDs anymore. And yeah, it's $30, and I was not expecting too much, but I was kind of surprised. You know, front we have two USB 3 ports. We have two USB 2 ports, power and reset button. The blue stripes on the side of the case are probably the only place that the air comes in for the ventilation. As you can see in the front, they already supply one fan, but you can mount up to 3. Now again, I'm not expecting to have a great ventilation because of the clearance between the fan and the front panel are not that great, and it's not full mesh. So only the blue strips on the side and that little cutout on the bottom when you can grab and pull the front panel are the only intake ports for the air. The cutout for the mounting of the CPU or the water pump plate or whatever you have, it's okay. I think it's sufficient enough to have access in the front and the back. A lot of cutouts for cable management and tie down places for cable management. The only negative here is the lack of rubber grommets on those. Again, for $30 I was not expecting much, and I was not expecting actually for them to include the rubber grommets, but it would have been nice, to be honest. You know, if you have rubber grommets, it just looks nicer and more cleaner. They provided another fan on the back, which is blue LED. Again, keep in mind, 2 fans for $30 for a case with a side window. That's unheard of deal. You know, a couple years back. Again, I can say $30 is definitely justified. SSD mounts on the back. You can mount 2 SSDs on the back side and 2 hard drives as well underneath. The back panel is kind of recessed, as you can see, because it doesn't have enough clearance between the frame and the back. So they indented this back panel to give you a little bit more space for cable management. Another negative on the bottom is the filter for the power supply. It's really not magnetic. It's not easily removable, but that's an easy solution. You can flip the power supply on the other side, so the fan will point out. As you can see, there's plenty of ventilation above it, so it will not be suffering or choking. And that way you can avoid a lot of the dust that the power supply kind of sucks from the bottom, especially if your case is on the floor, not sitting on a desk. Pulling that wonderful cover for the side window. I love peeling those sticky plastics. And the window, in my opinion, is pretty clear. If you put some nice lights inside your case, if that's, you know, your thing, I think you're gonna have a pretty good showcase there. One of the cheap and negative sides is on the side of kind of the left side of the panel. You'll see there's like cutouts or potential cutouts for 2 USBs and HD audio. I guess that's reused for another case because there's already HD audio exits in the front and USBs on the top. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. That's not the cleanest look there, but again, for $30, we can forget about that. Overall, I think the case looks pretty nice. It's definitely a lot smaller than I was expecting, but you really don't need too much space, to be honest, when you remove that front rails that we used to have in the old cases. And it looks nice and compact. You know, I can't wait to put some hardware there, build it, and you know, light it up, see how it's going to look. So this is the case put right next to some of my already existing case. This is the height comparison to Freco Design R4. One of my other cases, tiny bit shorter, maybe around the same size. As you can see the top, there's the filter with the only one mount for a fan on top, but at least they provide you that magnetic filter to cover it if you don't utilize it. And this is side by side with the Define R4 again. Slimmer. The DIY is definitely a lot slimmer, at least by an inch and a half maybe, or 3-4 centimeters. Overall, the feeling is a lot lighter. The steel used is a lot lighter and thinner, so don't go abusing it too much. Definitely cheaper, but again, you can compare with the cases that are 70, 80, 100 and above dollars. Still has some of the features, and see this is the thickness comparison right next to it. A lot slimmer that way. The side panels are coming with the thumb screws, which is good, and they're covered on the side with around with this kind of a plastic. I'm okay with that. Not the best because over the time they might broke off, but these are easily replaceable. You can buy a aftermarket one for a couple of dollars and replace them. And as you can see, the pros, obviously the price, the side panel, and the really surprising features for that case, especially for the price. Cons, materials, it's a bit lightish, not the greatest ventilation options. PSU filter fail in my mind, and no rubber grommets for the cable management. This is on top of my main Corsair D800 case, which is gigantic compared to this one. Completely dwarfs it and makes it look funny, but just wanted to put it side by side and give you a little bit more perspective of how they look. Overall, I think it's a great buy, especially for the price of $30. I think normal price is around $40, which is still a pretty good price, but for $30 you really can't go wrong with this one, and I will build up something in there and show to you how it looks. For now, have a good one, and until next time, bye.